Abutu Satata, 20 minutes after the hour, 7 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. And you are still listening to TUTFM 96.2, amplifying voices, empowering lives. And this is the Groundbreakers. And on the Groundbreakers, every Tuesday and Thursday, we do have what we call a Kasi Entrepreneurship, where we don't just celebrate entrepreneurship, we then dig deeper into what it makes it to thrive, especially in the heart of our communities, Komakasana. And tonight, we definitely continue with the conversation that has been resonating across the airwaves to then say, what does real township empowerment look like, coming in from the conversation of the opportunities that are there, from building brands that are then rooted in the streets to navigating the challenges of informality, digital access, and what economic exclusion or inclusion then looks like. Makasan, remember Makasana, it's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And joining us, obvious, shouldn't then say joining us, man. The co-host of this show, Ntate Umakopo. Ntate Umakopo, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Mr. Marisha.
And
and welcome to the show too.
Well, that? And I said, listen, come on. We said it last week that this week it's you who should be opening up this particular show.
Exactly.
What happened?
I will turn around the microphone on Thursday.
Yeah.
I think we'll be facing this side.
No, all right, sharp. I definitely hope you had a wonderful day.
Yeah, no, I had a wonderful day. Sure. As usual. And then before we start, Marisha, I'm not sure if maybe I will be dictating some directions of the show. I feel so much grateful for what happened on Friday. Was it Friday?
Yeah.
Yes, on Friday. Two things that happened that are so memorable, I will never forget in my whole life.
Yeah.
I had very two emotional encounters of my life ever.
Yeah.
I think there was a day when I was driving on my way from Winterveld, coming back to, I was going back to Hammanskraal.
Yeah.
Then someone asked for a lift. A very short, I'm sorry for taking just a little. The person asked for a lift. And then that person said to me, I need a lift. I gave the person a lift. Then after I gave the person a lift, after maybe 2 minutes or 3 minutes, then the person abare kafulog. Then I became very angry.
Yeah.
And then I looked at the person through the view mirror. Karawa, sister, why usanota magama utfo? Then that person said to me, I'm sorry, Abuti, I'm thinking now, the promise that I made to my kids, I can nearly what I promised them, because this is the second day without food.
Sure.
And then I said to my kids, surely today we will eat.
Yeah.
Just wait for me. I'm going to borrow something. Okay. And then I will buy bread. I'm 100% sure, guys, that today I will bring some bread.
Sure.
Then when I looked at her, now the whole thing now changed.
Sure, definitely.
And then she said to me, I think if you can drop me here, I can pass somewhere, because the person that I went to, I did not find that person. So, but it's someone that can help me to buy that bread. And then Karno, don't worry, I will buy you the bread.
Sure. And
then somehow I had to drop the person home.
Yeah.
Then when I was dropping her home, I could see the situation.
No.
It was so touching, very touching. And the fact that now the whole thing triggered how I grew up.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just go to bed without food. That was the first. Then last week, was it last week or just a few days before the Mandela Day?
Yeah.
When I Shell Garage, let me not mention other people's businesses.
Sure.
In Hammanskraal. And then I was just buying, it was a drive-through of a certain brand.
Yeah.
Then after buying, then there was this young guy who came to me on the window. And then sometimes when you buy, they will say, no, harnelling, please wait, go parking.
Yeah, then sure.
Yes, that actually presented an exceptional opportunity for that young guy. Then that young guy came to me and said, can you please buy me food? And to me, sometimes those people you can buy food and or you can give them money.
But when I
look at that kid,
I
think he's still on the primary level. Then Armonar, can you please buy me food? Go high, we don't have food. And then if you can buy me food, I will be able to share with my siblings. Then okay, can I go and see your
situation?
Yes. And I wish you can go with me now. But something. That broke my heart.
Yes, sir.
Then here's the thing. I'm very much grateful to what TUT did. You guys take us along. We were part of the family at TUT. When you went to, was it Good Hope?
Yeah, Good Hope, Yes. In Winterfeld. Yeah.
Me being there, seeing the faces of those kids. Somehow you guys were able to bring smile on the faces of those kids. Just little things that were done there. Then I realized that you don't actually, for you to make an impact to the humankind, you don't necessarily need these big things. I think it was just few of the presenters and stuff, and some of our employees. We went there as Makopa as well to join you guys. But I loved the activities. I loved how the smile that you brought into those faces of those kids. And I'm very much grateful. I just wanted to say it here on air, to say the impact for me. It was such an emotional day, dancing along, playing soccer, and broadcasting live. I don't know how many shows, maybe 2 or 3 shows.
3 shows
that you broadcasted live. And the founder of that place and was saying to me, I don't believe this thing is happening right here. Or a radio station. The whole radio station can come and present and spend time here. But more than anything, my Disha, these kids, some of them are coming from abusive backgrounds. For them, maybe it's so unusual to be playing Lebatwaba Hall, to spend time Lebatwaba Hall and being embraced by Lebatwaba Hall. So now I just want to say thank you very much to the TUT management. That was the most greatest moment I've ever had in my whole life.
No, definitely have to take you on that one, Mr. Makopa, to say also with me it was definitely a very delightful day. I think we spoke about it the whole weekend, how to then say, man, we never really had so much fun. I felt, remember I felt when we were playing.
And you kept on saying, you know what, Makopa, this is not me. I'm not used to just staying folding my hands. What can we do? Can we do something?
But that was definitely a very and I still remember the name of the kids that we were playing with, just that we can't say them on air, but definitely beautiful. And to think, I think at some point, like we mentioned, we should make it a point to go back there, and definitely do some handiwork if we can.
Exactly. No, we definitely
have to do that. Very beautiful.
Giving them a meal was more than anything. Spending the whole time cooking for those kids was more than anything. Thank you so much to the TUTFM.
Ladies and gentlemen, 30 minutes after the hour, 7 o'clock, and 30 minutes before 8 o'clock. Let's do this. Let's get back into the mood of the show. Mr. Makopa really brought some feelings that we're not supposed to be there. I'm sharing it here. I want to take a very quick break. Let me do this. We'll come back again. This is Kasi Entrepreneurship. Let's definitely get it back to Ed Ravakavo. We still continue with our conversation. We're speaking Kasi Entrepreneurship, but I want to take you on a very, I don't know how to put it, a different level of this conversation. The phrase from survival to scale. How to describe Kasi Entrepreneurship, right? Or Kasi Entrepreneurship. I want to understand, coming in from you, Mr. Makopa, and you might have spoken about it for the longest of time on this show, but I want to really get your sentiments and what you really think about this issue. Do you think the businesses Sakomakasana are really making that shift from hustling just to survive to then building scalability and legacy in mind? Now, from everything that you might have seen to the businesses that you might have encountered, even entrepreneurs that you might have encountered.
I think I've got the mixed view on that, but somehow, somewhere, I still believe that we are not making that shift. is the business jakokasi.
Yeah.
I don't think we are making that shift. But before that, Madisha, there's something that we forget. I really want to somehow lay the foundation just for 2 minutes. Why? Because for someone who was not listening or watched this show or this segment for the past 2 days, the past 2 episodes,
sure,
I get it. We're talking about Kasi entrepreneurship, and there's no way that we can have a conversation without actually talking to the economy itself.
Sure.
Especially the township economy. You know, Madisha, we are very much what you call it, what is the right word? Very much what is the why is the
yeah, no, but like I said,
yes. Now the thing, on Sunday I was reading a newspaper, and then when I was reading the newspaper, I remember for the past 2 episodes we were actually focusing on the magnitude or how big is this township economy. Some they call it emerging economy or informal economy.
Yeah.
So now when we were talking about that, we were focusing on and trying to show people who actually we always have this narrow perception when it comes to township economy.
Yeah.
Then we gave example that even blue chip companies are coming to township economy.
Yeah.
Somehow are realizing they are big these revenues from this township economy.
Sure.
Somehow we gave example, we're not going to go back there to those examples. But one of the companies that I gave example about, one of their outgoing CEOs, he was actually saying, you know, for South Africa, in order to unlock, now this actually confirms the relevance of our conversations, me and you, every Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
And then he was saying, for South Africa to be able to unlock its full potential, there's no way we can do that without actually massively so grow the number of the entrepreneurs that we have. And then he was saying, especially because he was saying, according to him, the biggest entrepreneurs are the ones and I'm talking about the CEO of a very big blue chip
company. Yeah.
So now the reason why I'm just moving away from just mentioning the name, because somehow people will think, oh, maybe my endorsements, and I don't even have one single bank account with that company again. But now somehow they saw the secret. The very same company was so much involved in building like Woody Cure, for example. Cure now went into, I read somewhere the article 2018, they were saying, no, they want to invest another 400 million into building these schools in the townships. Where one again, and they are building these schools in the townships. That's how big this township economy is. Now, what was your question again? Your question, Gohora, are we really making that shift from just being a survivalist businesses into scalable businesses?
Sure.
I don't think we are making that. The reasons being, number one is somehow when we build these businesses, we still have what I always talk about, the wrong mindset. We always have this survival mindset, or the mindset of a survivalist, whereby we want to just only build to survive. We want to do something to survive, not necessarily to build a legacy. Our businesses, they lack consistency.
Sure.
Sometimes, what we do in the townships, you start a building, you start a business, and then with a brand promise, when it comes to quality, you start something, got this quality. I get it. And look at this, got this quality and the value of that product. Let's say maybe it's a product, or even if it's a service, but along the way, as time goes on, now somehow you compromise your service offering or your product offering. That's the problem that we have. That is why that we cannot build something that it's sustainable, that it's gonna outlive or stay there for a longer time. Because now you only come up in the market, got this brand promise, and then as time goes on, now somehow you compromise on the value, you compromise on the quality.
What's the reasons that we eventually compromised?
I think the reasons, the other thing, Madisha, it may not be a deliberate thing. I think one of the reasons may be the issue we don't build proper systems and processes and procedures.
Sure.
back to that conversation again.
Yeah.
We don't build proper ones. I was having this conversation with one of my managers this afternoon, and then we were saying, but now, what is it that we don't get it right as black businesses in the townships, that we cannot build something very concrete that we can offer to the entire world, even outside our Kasi locations.
Sure.
Now, the thing or somehow we don't have systems. Now, you cannot afford, Madisha, if your intention is to build a business that it's going to outlive you. You cannot afford to build a business without processes.
Yeah.
How can someone inculcate, or how will you have a culture if you don't have the systems in place? The systems I'm not talking about these computers and everything.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the processes
of going about the business.
Of going about doing that business.
Sure.
I'm talking about the control measures that you have. I'm talking about maybe the process of your quality assurance. If you don't compromise any of your systems, yes, you know, there are people by long, or if that person managed to build a system or systems in his business in a way that he can even afford to be in a coma today. On this net worth. And then when he wakes up from a coma in hospital, after 15 days, the net worth changed, because that business was able to somehow go through even the owner, when the owner
is not there.
It's not there.
Sure.
Number two, most of us, we build the businesses around us as the founders. Yeah. We build the businesses around. That is why most of the businesses, we grew up really saber. Once banga batjona ba tlhokofala, the business goes with him.
A kere ba re mongwa tsona o tsama le muhutsa male le
tsona somehow ebile na sa bontshile bana ba ya gore na bo file ko kae.
Yeah.
And o kere le gore that's not. O kere le gore the person was actively involved, and this is the biggest mistake that even corporate businesses, some of them, they do. What they do, they build the business around an individual. Or whether that person is transformational leader or something, maybe the CEO or some, the CEO or someone from the above does most of the thing, or conceptualize the ideas, come up with turnaround strategies and everything, and comes down from that level to come and execute them. Sure. Now, that business cannot survive the loss of that person. That business, once that person, you can even see legally salespeople. This person came, an investment banker, somehow deals with the sales and everything. The moment that person jumps the ship and go and join another company, the company that he was working for, he can go away with a lot of the market share of that company, of the other company. I think that's the problem that actually that makes us not to be able to shift. To actually. And the other thing I think, even the biggest mistake that we do, the reason why we're not making that shift, or we are not able to build scalable businesses, it's because the types of the businesses that we start. The types of businesses, they are not scalable. But there are those businesses, you can scale them. You can the moment you are able to build the system. That is why you remember one day I spoke about franchising.
Sure.
Franchising, the good thing about it, I spoke bad about having the franchising. The good thing about it, when you buy, you're actually buying tested, proven.
Sure, that you know what this can do is gonna work.
Yes. Yeah. Tested systems and processes that are so proven that we're able to stand the test of time for some years. That is why now it's this brand equity that you can even leverage on.
Sure. Let me get in there with one point to then say, maybe at some point it's a branding, and I spoke to Bageng Obrimo Ketsi Remohafi when they asked me what is happening in the show, and I said one thing I want to look into is also the branding, right?
Yes.
And consumer trust, to then say what has been your, should I then say, strategy to then build brand credibility in the eyes of both the local and even corporate consumers? People always then say there is this trust gap. People respect your hustle but don't really take your business seriously.
Yeah, I think the reason why people don't take our business seriously is because of us. Marisha, I went to one of my clients and one of my mentors. Most of the time I was behaving like our parastatals. I will use my money however. Yeah, our parastatal security SOEs, ne? State-owned entities.
Okay, yeah.
What they do, they just mismanage whatever they have, the resources they have at their disposal. That is why, and then what they do, because they have this mentality of being bailed out. They always look at the national fiscals to say, somehow we will be bailed out.
Okay, sure.
So now, even myself, I had this mentality, no man, if I can spend this money and do that, I can always go to my mentor and he will borrow me. And then one day he put his foot down and he said, no, I can't borrow you money anymore. And then I was simply saying, please borrow me 400,000 right now. I want to buy this. And then he said, no. And I'm used to this person borrowing me far more than that.
Yeah.
And then he was saying, John, this is the mistake that you're doing. Tell me why you cannot get the finance. Tell me why you cannot have credit accounts with suppliers of PPE, with suppliers of whatever the material that you need.
Yeah.
Then I had to do the self-introspection. Then he said to me, one of the cash reserves that you need to build, it's not necessarily the liquid asset, the money packed in your bank. Then he said, you need to build the credibility in the market. You need to build that integrity in the market. I think that's where we are failing also, Madisha, as a brand. The reason why people don't believe in us is because we are somehow failing to build that credibility. We are somehow failing to build that brand in the market. And then no one trusts you, or John, I can lend John, or I can give John this credit of this much. Because I've been focusing on doing this, that, and then I was failing to build the credibility in the market. Now, I'm not the expert when it comes to marketing and building a good brand and whatsoever. Now, I think I just need to do that disclaimer. But I think somehow, with my experience, somehow people, they don't believe in us because now we were not able to build the credibility, to build the brand. And now people, they don't trust us. Somehow you asked me why there's this trust deficit, why there's this trust gap. Somehow we don't focus on that. But since we are embarking on organizational renewal in our group of small businesses, one of our operational values, we said, number one, we will make sure the turnaround time we meet within 2 days. Those things must be delivered. Number two, we don't promise. We must remain very much honest at all times. If we cannot deliver, and we know very well, or we won't be able to deliver in the next 3 days, we will rather not promise you. We will give you all the challenges that are before us. Somehow we are building now. Somehow, since we have done that now, we can now see that we've got a lot of companies that they stick with us, regardless of the pricing. They stick with us because they know, the moment you place the order, get the dust mask, everything, all on the construction side, within 2 days or so, they will be delivered. That's where I think sometimes we compromise. We lack to build that consistency. We are not consistent enough. Now we no longer consistent.
And I want to take you on something that you mentioned, and I should have taken it now. Now, when you said that people tend to make the business about themselves, and I'll get into that. But when you say that guy used to lend you 400,000 and you used to take more, millions, you would lend millions.
No, it was just hundreds of thousands. With ease.
Hey, 1.5. Turns we say them a fella query.
Madisha, there are companies they don't want to see me or my business. In fact, they moved us from credit accounts to cash accounts. Because somehow I failed to build. One thing that I like about this show is just being so practical. It's not something that we read somewhere. It's something that we live every day. Now somehow I'm trying to rebuild those relationships. because it's very costly now. Somehow they are hindering the growth of my
businesses. And you know why? Because let's say and then I get on Mozagere. They said Chopala Gombatala 150 and Colotanyo. Now 1.5 million. 1.5 million
in a
but coming into that, I want to take you on this one of that question when you said people then build their businesses around themselves. I think entrepreneurship can then be very personal in terms of communities where the span are then scarce. I want to understand, and I will take this and we'll take a very quick break to then say, when you then mention that, how has your own journey being as an entrepreneur in terms of influencing your identity? And I think Horefela as a businessman, but as a timer, as a mentor, and even a community role model.
Yes, I think you need to rephrase that person, what you call it, that question, because somehow I don't understand it.
Okay, to then say how AK in being an entrepreneur, your journey, how has it influenced your identity, not just as a businessman, but also as a father, a mentor, and even a community role model? Because you said that people tend to make the relationship, build the business but that also changes your identity. I just want to understand in being an entrepreneur, how has that identity influenced your identity?
Yes, I think somehow it influenced my identity in a way that, for example, what I will be saying now, it's something that I know a lot of people, they may not agree with me.
Sure. It's your stance.
Actually, it took me a very long time to understand most of the people, what they do, they become so loyal to you. They are not necessarily giving business to your business, but they're actually giving business to your business simply because they are somehow they cannot detach or they cannot separate yourself as a personal person, as a brand with your business. So now what happened in my life, this is what happened, and I think it's part of what we are doing now to say. Then I said, no, you know what, I need to reinvent myself, because people somehow they know me as this person. Now I need to reinvent myself as a brand, personal brand, but also as a business person. Where when I get somehow now it changed how I behave, it changed how I do things. Where when I get
that's what we're getting at.
Now it changed how I behave around people. It changed how I've been doing things now. Somehow my identity, it's different. Where when I get I'm someone else today, and then I'm in everything that I do. I always keep in mind that you know what, I'm a business person, and then this thing, and it's no way that I can be doing something say long or somehow will damage
your reputation or your identity,
my reputation, or the reputation of my business. And then as a role model, I don't know. Role model,
you could never know. You never know. There's people looking out there. Hey, wait. There's people out there.
There are people out there, but some they were able to tell me. But somehow I'm very much careful. I'm very much careful in everything that I do and everything that I say, because of those people that they follow me. Those that look up to me, and then I know I cannot afford to be doing anything stupid, because I have this community of people where when I get somehow it changed me. So it's very important as well to build that brand, John Makopo as a personal brand, but also as, so somehow it changed me. But as a father also, it's no way where I can be something else and preach another gospel when it comes to being. But now, Madisha, to be quite honest with you, I've never been a mentor. Or not unless that I don't know.
Maybe you don't know. Maybe there's people. Maybe you've been into.
Maybe indirectly. So, but I've never been a mentor. I never had a mentee.
It's a piece of it's ready to learn.
It's ready to learn.
It's ready to
learn.
But
it's unfortunate. It's something else.
You could never know. You could never. He's a business minded. He's an entrepreneur himself. He's pushing his own thing. So definitely there. But hold that. Let's take a very quick ad break. When we come back from that, we'll then continue with the conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 minutes before the hour, 8 o'clock, we're still in conversation. And not only still in conversation, like Ramagopa, as if he's a guest. No, we're having a conversation and like Ramagopa, and we're speaking entrepreneurship, businesses. Let's take a very quick ad break. We'll be back after this.
Fun on Women's Month. For more information, contact them on 012-328-6457 and WhatsApp number on 073-404-3540. Race pack and medal included.
Hi, this is so sad. What's up, everyone? This is Boso from the Love So Deep.
This is Fazigat.
Listening to TUTFM 96.2.
I'm Paxton, and you are vibing with TUTFM 96.2.
Add us to your favorites. Add us to your favorites.
Add us to your favorites.
And keep your radio
on TUTFM.
If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear.
Yeah, this station's got soul.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at TUTFM_962.
Add us to your favorites. Add us to your favorites.
Add us to your favorites.
And keep your radio
on TUTFM.
She can get a taste. She can get a taste. Do you let it taste?
Yeah, this station's got soul.
Stay informed. Stay ahead with the Groundbreakers.
As consumers, sometimes we are unaware of the issues that are concerning us, right? And the protections that we can get from them. You walk into a store, you're trying to buy something, or there was false advertising, there's a sneaker that you want to buy, you go into the shop, and eventually there's a lot of issues concerning that, and you feel that you are being discriminated against, violated against, and what are the protections against that?
Hosted by Bulelo and Madisa. Join us every Monday to Thursday as we tackle issues shaping the world.
And on the video they show a lady walking. Yes, it's late in the evening. We're not sure of the time, but we'll assume, let's say 8 or 9. The lady's coming from wherever she's coming from. She's walking down the road, busy on the phone, and they come from behind her. They snatch the phone, they hit her with a few slaps, pour petrol or paraffin, whatever the liquid was, and they set her alive. How sad is that? As that's what the country has gone through.
From 7 to 9 on TUTFM 96.2.
Imagine now, we're standing at 3,000 unidentified bodies. Right. It's only September. End of it, actually, it's going to be October next week. What happens when it comes December time? Right?
The Groundbreakers, where facts meet fearless conversations, because we amplifying voices and empowering lives.
Yeah, bathroom over.
MTN competition, definitely recharge with 49 rands or more and dial *136*2# and to select my town offer of 5 gigs plus 5 gigs plus 30 minutes for 49 rands and stand a chance to win double your airtime. How does it work? Now subscribers recharge with 49 rands or more in airtime. Exchange your airtime for my town offer by dialing *136*2#. Select my town offer of 5 gigs plus 5 gigs plus 30 minutes for 49 rands. Now a screenshot and send it to your community radio station. 3 winners per radio station will be selected and announced every Friday. That is weekly. Now wait while you stand a chance to win double your airtime. Terms and conditions apply. This campaign starts on the 14th of July and ends September 26th, 2025.
It's back again. We did this last year. The Wimpy Nina Park Color Run on the 9th of August right here in your backyard in Nina Park, Pretoria North. Visit them in store or go to Web Tickets and Pick and Pay stores. Bring your kids, your daughter, your mother, granny, and let's have fun on Women's Month. For more information, contact them on 012-328-6457 and WhatsApp number on 073-404-3540. Race pack and medal included.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you
TUTFM.
Turn on the sun, and I'll turn on the radio.
TUTFM.
Wait a minute.
Hear this.
Sanibonani, Uthandi Draylona.
Hey, what's up? It's Maya.
Hi everyone, this is Mr. Vintage from the Love Soul Deep Experience.
Is that Sharon?
And you're vibing with TUTFM.
All the hits, one station.
TUTFM 96.2.
I wanna be in your life until the night is over.
Sure, definitely 3 minutes before the hour 8 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. You are still listening to TUTFM 96.2. We amplifying voices, empowering lives, and this is Kasi Entrepreneurship right here on the Groundbreakers. Ramakopo. We sit on this particular, should I say, channel? The channel is what? It's a channel these days because everything it's views, right?
Yes.
But we hardly, and not even hardly speak, but we never really touch base, and we forget, and we shouldn't forget to touch base on the opportunities that are there, Komakasana, right?
Yes.
But because I'm about to close off this show in a very couple of minutes coming in, let me take some 2 questions and I'll let you go, and then you can then give us some of this particular, should I then say, opportunities that are there?
Yes.
A lot of them I then suppose there are, ne?
No, there are a lot of them. It's just that we never gave them a thought. We never actually, but there are a lot of opportunities.
No, but let's get into them. Let's definitely get into them right away, man. What are we waiting for? Let's definitely get into them.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about the first 3.
Yes.
Yeah, given time.
I think, Madisha, we must be so much alive to the fact that somehow the world is migrating from just being physical to a digital world.
Sure.
Whether the moment you namela taxi ko Blood Mall, o fitla ka mo taxi go wherever else, while you are waiting for a taxi or e be full. When you are waiting for a taxi or e be full, if you observe very well, you will find everyone opening his phone.
Yeah.
We don't even talk to each other these days.
Next. Next.
Yeah, everyone opening the phone.
Phone and laptops.
Phone and laptops.
Everybody laptops. Why run to Mar?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now they will be opening their phones, and now they migrate now from the physical world to the online presence, to the digital world again. And that comes with opportunities. Let me give you an example. Not necessarily South Africa, but now in the whole world there are more than 5.2 billion of people who are actually on internet. who are using internet, and that equates to maybe 62%
of the world
62
population.
of the world population.
Yeah.
Okay. Now in South Africa alone, but by longer ban lady cell phones in every household, 92.1%. In every household, they do have cell phones.
Yeah.
45.34 million people ban lady cell phones here in South Africa alone. 45.34 million people.
Sure.
Out of the South African population, ban lady cell phones. Again, and then that equates to like 74% of
the population,
our South African population of people by long actively, so they are on the internet, they've got cell phones.
I get it. Yes.
Now, every year, the population of lady cell phones here in South Africa grow by, on average, 3.3%. Every year. But here's the thing: when it comes to the active, mobile network users, or maybe I can argue in simple terms, language understand.
Yeah.
When it comes to the SIM card steadily active across all the networks, most of Africa, the more than 112.7 million. Now it shows you with the population that we have, it means they are using more than 2 or 1
SIM card.
Networks.
Okay, yeah.
Which equates to around 187% of our population. Now here's the thing. Out of all those people, 91% of them are using smartphones. But I've got the question, Madisha. How do you phone with you? How do you look Shakiboma?
Alex, Alex, Habibi.
Yeah. Now, someone who to Pakistan, someone who to Ethiopia, someone who to Nigeria, to come here in our townships to fix our cell phones.
Again, and they're making a lot of money. I remember 2023. Phone waga, Joe, phone and Shambalas and phone. I think 3 times in a year.
Yes.
Screen about $700 bucks.
Yes.
And I got to go inside 3. What's the quarter?
Can you now that phone? I get to work just screen very costly.
Linda, that's why I decided to buy a new phone. That's why I bought the phone that I'm using now.
Yes.
But at least at the time,
yes.
Shop when I look it was black South Africans.
It was black South Africans.
Yeah. Very rare. Very rare.
But people came across large distances from their own home countries to come down here. Because they saw the market.
Yeah.
Now they are fixing our cell phones. But as South Africans, we are always saying we've got all the excuses in the world. Here in South Africa, there are no job opportunities and there are no adequate finance to our small businesses and stuff. All what you need is just to have the skill on how to fix the cell phones.
Do they have the skill? Do you have the skill to fix the cell phones, Lisage? Do you have the skill? Or Lisage does have the skill, but maybe other people.
But he may be sitting on top of that skill.
Yeah, I'll look at the phone.
And he's not commercializing that skill.
No.
But
yeah. So coming into that, and maybe get a but what would then the reasons be? Because now you've done the research, you've got the numbers. What do you think is the problem with people not capitalizing on that?
I think South Africans somehow, Mr. Marisha, I don't know. We have the wrong mentality.
Pride ya gore go bula mkhukwana mo la ka ngwala cell phone repair ka nna mo la ka emela mo thatlisa phone. In
every street corner right now, every street corner, there are hair salons. Even no dikar hami kuku. Kebo mamba banga badi hair salons too. Someone who to hile ko Nigeria go to kata miriri. Go to kota miriri. Isn't that was supposed to be a business opportunity?
Yeah.
In the township market.
I can see 25 rand they to tang after about 2 hours senyala, 3 hours senyala.
Okay, I already rest. When you're sitting home with nothing coming in, You know that 25 rand, how good deliver to pay 15?
Sure.
It's more than 300 rand.
Yeah, we me sharp. And then I want to sell about our thing when I get American no man route because I could definitely do it. Now would operate a barber shop.
Exactly.
Like sure, like
you know, someone even like brand Babang, what they did, they built systems by Dira or now we come into that scalable thing. By Dira or in a way eBay scalable, now it's branching out in most of the malls. We're born at that brand.
Sure. So
and some are occupying even big spaces. Thousands of friends in a form of rent. Kodi molo, and they are targeting us. Harishite bana kodi molo and everything. In the meantime, kikana kwa kya code, and those are foreign nationals.
Sure. Let me take.
We are sitting here on our minds.
Let me take you on this one. The first one you said, Kenabe, I want us to work on promising things.
Yes.
Cell phone repairs. That is the first opportunity.
Cell phone repairs.
I'm writing this.
Who is repairing those cell phones? They equate to 92.1% of South African population.
Sure.
Who is repairing them?
When
I compare the cell phones, I yes. So that's the other thing. Now, do you know here in South Africa, almost 79% of our population in every household, 79% of our households are nearly the fridge. Who is repairing those fridges?
Eish. Ke bitsa domonyana mara ke tshepe wa go tswaletse shop ga ra sa bereka ntato la ke sa mmona ke feta wa ke sa bona di fridge ko. Yes.
Wa bona ntwene go botsa yona ke. But he said that someone I won't mention his name, he's somehow inspired this person. He grew up his business. Ka gore kisha modista leaking a rekcha ba mazamba and everything a tswela marake a dirang ba le di tuck shops ga ke kwa the history ke ngwana ka o kena go private school nya hae ne that person he's not a South African.
Awa
Utluhile from his own home country. He saw the gap, the shortcomings. Remember I spoke to our government failures or the entrepreneurs. Some of them, they see the gap in that, or the moment government fails, either in policing, then they come up with the security companies.
Yes.
If our ESCOM now fails and the tariffs on 148% from 2015 until now, really the blackouts and our national grid is so fragile, and then Kabekeri presents exceptional opportunity, that crisis, to come up with a renewable energy business. You can now supply the gas, but the stuff, the gas, everything. Now there are people by longer as we speak now, they are building independent schools.
Most of that
I spoke about Curo not so long ago, but there are those by longer they are building independent schools. Now Nalo and I, can we go to the ground and check the ownership? Yeah, those independent schools are those black South Africans.
South Africa,
because we are still sleeping. When we are still
government to provide education,
but now if government is failing,
nalo wena re tla bula dikolo mara motho mongwe hore a fitle a tlo bula sekolo mo sosha a tlhaga or can't.
Okay, how did so? Where is Yanni Moton from? From probably maybe Stellenbosch or Northern Cape or somewhere. The guy who helped Capitec, in fact, they gave Capitec hundreds of millions just to grow that business. He's one of the founders. The very same person saw the secret of the middle class, saw the secret of the township as well. Now, or build a ladikolo, now the Kisha Kukas, which is Curo. Right now we are still taking a nap, we are still sleeping.
Marana, and I'm closing it off on this note because we ran flat of time. But Labuni we're unpacking it more. Remember, Labuni we're unpacking it here. Kitobena Lauskara will be here. We'll definitely talk about. Then,
if government fails to give you quality, if the necessity of attitude, that opens an opportunity for someone to build a private clinic. Now it's franchised in the lead systems, lead processes. Now it's everywhere now. Because of government failures.
Sure.
Yeah. Because it's that someone prefers maybe 200 and something rents when a lot of long queues. When government clinics that presents exceptional opportunity to come to the service offering. Yes. Now the quality of our education, the quality of our healthcare and so on, that presents an opportunity for us to come. There are a lot of opportunities, Mokasi, because our middle class somehow they are moving from urban areas. They're moving back to Kokasi.
Madam Akopo, let's close it off here for this evening. Let's start it off Thursday, right here, because I think, we're speaking a lot of things, but there's still, we haven't even scratched the surface of this content. No ways. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 minutes after the hour, 8 o'clock, I'm closing it off here. Ramakopo, your closing sentiments?
My closing sentiments will always be the same.
Yeah.
As South Africans, can we now have the right mentality? We have all the excuses in the world why we cannot make it in our very own townships. Why we cannot start businesses and everything. Somehow this sense of entitlement. I get this mentality or who got someone somewhere or something.
Yeah.
It's high time that we wake up and smell the coffee, because people are coming across large distances, coming here, doing businesses, and they're succeeding.
Sure.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's finish off this conversation on Thursday. This has been Kasi Entrepreneurship. We take a quick break. When we come back from that, we bring in another tax clinic. And tonight we're speaking tax obligations. Don't go anywhere.